Hey everybody, welcome back. This is HD StarCraft, and I am here to bring you guys the grand finals of the European Heart of the Swarm tournament. Hope you guys are excited for this. I actually just woke up, and I woke up in a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. And yeah, I know, I was going to some crazy Inception stuff. I don't know how long I spent in my dream state, because apparently when you're in the 4th level, it gets pretty crazy. And every single time I was dreaming, I thought I had already casted these games. So I was laying in bed thinking that I had already casted these games, and I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh wait, I haven't casted these grand finals yet. I gotta go do these. I want to really see what happens. And then I would go and cast it, and I would wake up again. And so hopefully this time I'm actually wide awake. I'm ready to go. And hopefully I don't wake up in a few minutes, because that would be terrible. Anyways, down in the bottom right hand corner, we do have the orange Zerg player. It is Acer's Bly. He is one of the top players here in this tournament, proven himself and is himself worthy to go all the way and defeat all these players from the round of 8. But he is facing against quite the talented and formidable red Protoss. This is Cougar. And some people in the comments in my YouTube channel and in the videos, and also apparently Cougar himself, commented and said, the actual way to spell my name HD is C-O-U-G-U-A-R. So if that's the case, I am so sorry. I'll go ahead and recorrect it on the titles of the previous casts that I've already done. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. This is, as I'm told, a best of 5, and as far as I know, it is for $500 US dollars, I believe, not euros. So that is quite a bit of money, and this is going to be the first game of the set. It will be on Ohana, and I really hope that I don't wake up in the next couple of minutes, because if I do, that would be like the 4th, 5th time I've done this already. But I'm pretty sure I'm awake. I'm gonna give myself a pinch right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm up. So here we go. We have the probe blocking the natural. Pretty standard thing to do. It's always annoying whenever a Protoss player does that. I'm always like want to punch my fist through the screen, and not too sure why Bly's leaving the drone there. Is he sending another drone out? No, he's not. But he does have a pretty quick spawning pool, and he's making 4 Zerglings right now. I wonder if he'll attack on 2 more. I've seen Bly do this a lot, actually, against Protoss. He tends to make a lot more Zerglings than normal. And here we go. There are 2 coming out. +2, +4, I think there's a total of 6 right now. And I guess the drone was just staying there because he really wanted to get the hatchery at the natural and not the one at the 3rd. You know, most Zerg players, when they see this pylon, they're like, screw that, I'll just go get the hatchery over at the 3rd expansion. But that's not the case. He didn't actually go for that. And over here at the front door of the Protoss player, we have a Naniwa style opening by Cougar. Not opting to go Forge Expo or Nexus first, has gone Naniwa style because Naniwa reintroduced this into popularity in the GSL. And we'll see if he... he's throwing up a Forge at the front of his expansion as well. That is intriguing. Now, the Zerglings are going to make their way inside. That is 6 Zerglings, and Naniwa, Cougar needs to go ahead and get a Zealot and a Stalker down there. That Zealot trying to desperately stay away from the Zergling surround, but it will be surrounded. Oh, it goes down, but there's a Stalker out now, and the Stalker by itself should be able to defend the front. But there we see the Mothership Core dropping a Energize on the Nexus, but I'm intrigued as to why Cougar would throw a Forge after going Gateway Cybercore. Usually as Protoss, when you go Naniwa style, you grab the Nexus after the Gateway Cybercore, I believe, and to get the Forge as well, to me it seems like a bit redundant extra defenses, because you already have the Zealot, and you already have the Stalker at the front door, and maybe more Stalkers as well due to the early gateway. Do you really need a Photon Cannon at the same time? Now he is getting +1 weapons, and that, I guess, it can justify the cost of going for the Forge, but why a cannon as well? I feel like that does delay the Nexus for a considerable amount of time. That is a 6-minute expansion from the Protoss player. So that's very interesting. Of course, if you go Naniwa style, it does force the Zerg into not getting a quick 3rd hatchery, so I guess going for a 6-minute Nexus isn't all that late relative to the Zerg player. We can see Bly hasn't really grabbed the hatchery yet. He is still on 2 bases, and he is researching speed, about to finish it, and layer on the way on that production tab as well. So he's actually getting a Spore Crawler. Must be really concerned about the possibility of a potential, I don't know, DT or maybe a quick Stargate play from his opponent. And that Overlord trying to make its way inside the main base, but unfortunately the Sentry will push it away. Yeah, Bly going for a pretty quick Evo Chamber. I guess he's concerned here about Stargate play, and his intuition was right. There is a Stargate coming up right there next to the gateway. Will the Overlord live, or will it die? Okay, so it does go down. And when you're facing off against Stargate play as Zerg, he's going to get a Hydra Den too. And, you know, Hydralisks, they make a lot of sense now in Heart of the Swarm. They're still the same unit they always were on Lair Tech, but they make a lot of sense because they back up Swarm Host really well. And secondly, on top of that, they get their speed upgrade at Hive Tech, making them infinitely invaluable, much better than their Wings of Liberty counterpart. So that Overseer is going to go in there, and it will see the Stargate. Good scout by Bly. The Overseer will probably die here. And yeah. So now we do have an Oracle on the way by the Protoss player, and the Oracle is a great little unit that you can use, and you can energize it if you bring it next to the Mothership core. And then you can go around and start to be really annoying with that Oracle. You can entomb, you can preordain, you can even use it as a cloak field for your Protoss buildings and units as well. And the nice thing about going Oracle is you don't necessarily need to go right into Robotics Facility for Observer, because the Oracle acts as an observer in of itself. It's very fast, it can scout, and it has detection if you use preordain. So, looking forward here to seeing that Oracle in action as it makes its way across the map. Zerg now grabbing the third hatchery. But you know what? There are Hydralisks on the map, and the Hydras coming out for Bly are going to be able to really do a lot of damage to any Oracle that flies in. Any hostile Oracle flying over enemy airspace will be shot down by many Hydralisk surface-to-air missiles. And there's even Spore Crawlers here as well. Oh, that Oracle! And they're so fragile, man. You know how War Prisms, people call them the paper planes? Well, these things are like little, I don't even know how to describe it. They have half the HP of a War Prism, so go figure. They're very, very weak. And that is something you have to consider when using that Oracle. Protoss player now breaking through the rocks, looking to claim the third, but the Oracle goes down. And wow, it only takes like maybe 5 or 6 shots from a Hydralisk to finish it off. And the Oracle is now down, and that's a huge loss for Cougar going into this game. And, you know, if he was using it just as an observer, that is such an expensive obs. And of course, he did see a lot of Hydras, so now he's adding on a support bay. But he did not see the Swarm Host coming. There is an Infestation Pit researching increased Locust lifetime. And Bly is going to have an opportunity here to attack with a Swarm Host contain along backing with Hydras and Zerglings. This could actually shut down the Protoss's third natural. And there's even Missile Attack level 2 coming as well, and that will share upgrades with not only the Hydralisks, but also the units that spawn out of the Swarm Host, and that is the Locust. Cougar's going to have to muster up everything he's got to help defend against this, and he does have a robotics facility, meaning he'll need to get an observer in order to spot these Swarm Hosts. Now, the way to counter Swarm Host containing is to move out when the Swarm Hosts are on cooldown. You know, there's a 30-second cooldown when they spit out their Locusts, when they're actually not doing anything. And that's when, as a Protoss player, you want to push out. Also, you want to have a lot of long-range units like a Colossus to roast up the Locusts before they get near you. And oh, he's going to push out right now before the Swarm Hosts were set up. Nice play. And I don't know if that was if you realized that the units weren't set up yet, but anytime you can catch a player while he's still preparing for war, it's always a good move. And maybe that observer gave a little bit of advanced knowledge here, but there is a lot of Zerglings coming right now for Bly. And he's starting to set up the Locusts. The Locusts are moving in. They're going to take out that Photon Cannon so quickly. Each one doing about 16 damage with +1 weapons. I think they might go up to 19 or 20. Not entirely sure, but they're going to come up the ramp here and start attacking up the ramp. And now more Swarm Hosts setting down as well. The Protoss does have an opportunity to push now while the Locusts are on cooldown. And he does do a decent job here. He needs to be careful. There are more Locusts coming out, and the Zerglings now flooding inwards. Oh, they're going to get a full surround on the Protoss army. And Cougar right now is in so much trouble. He loses an Immortal, tries to force field the Zerglings away so he could escape. Now all he's got left is that Colossus, going to try to run it behind the mineral stacks. But there are so many Zerglings and Hydras here. It is the Swarm coming for you, and It is an absolute nightmare right now for Cougar. He just lost everything, forcing the cancel on the Nexus. At least he got that off. And now he's going to have to rely on his Mothership Core to keep his natural expansion alive. He is certainly in a ditch right now. And what a timing by Bly. You know, it's a condensed vertical map like Ohana. You can go for a very powerful +2 attack timing. And he went with Hydra, Swarm Host, and Zerglings, and this is almost seemingly unstoppable. Will that Mothership Core use its Purify ability? No, it runs away! Coward. Alright, well, that's just going to leave this Protoss base to die, and I don't think that Cougar is going to be able to hold on here. Nexus has now gone down. Mothership Core won't be able to come back. Colossus trying to run away, but it's just a divulge of Zerglings, Hydras, Locusts. Is that even the right word, divulge? I don't think that's the right word. It's a flooding of Zerglings, Hydras, and I think that means the same thing. Anyways, GG calls Cougar, and the first game of this set will go to Bly. And that is going to be the first game of the best of 5. Well, Bly never had his 5th and 6th gases. He only had his 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's shocking to me that he was able to maintain Hydra, Swarm Host, +2 weapons, Spire, and Hive. That is insane. How did he get all that much gas for all those units? That's a really cool timing. We'll see if the Protoss Cougar will be able to figure out a way to stop this timing in Game 2. Without further ado, let's just go right into it. This is HD StarCraft signing out.